Hello, guys, and welcome back to Sudden Wealth Syndrome. As promised, I wanted to give a quick update, my views on the crypto market. As you know, I'm a big fan of crypto. I do believe it offers outsized opportunities in terms of gains versus any other asset class in the market. However, as I've been mentioning, it's going to become harder and harder going forward. The more the cycles play out, the more the opportunity is lost. Now, fortunately, there's still plenty of opportunity, particularly on this cycle and the next one, but after that, gains will start to become more contrived. And you already saw that if you compare the Bitcoin cycles. The first one was extremely good, the second one was very good, the third one was still very good, the fourth one, well, from 20K to 69K, that's a 350%. Now, don't get me wrong, it's much better than the stock market, which takes about 14, 15 years to double. However, it's not the, million% gains that you used to have in the past. Ethereum tends to outperform Bitcoin 3-1, and the cycles tend to be actually quite predictable. The reason why they are predictable is very simple. The majority of the money involved is actually normal people, just like me and you. Institutional involvement is not very high. So the typical techniques of manipulation that you see in the market are also not very widespread. Now, what tends to happen is you have a huge bear market, that would be 2018, 2022, in which Bitcoin tends to drop about 85%. This time it dropped 77%, but also the gains were smaller, so maybe you can kind of adjust for that. Moreover, the Fed printed within 2020, 2021 about 40 to 50% of every single dollar ever created in the history of the United States. So the floor, if you will, probably got pushed higher. Now Ethereum went up 95%, went down 95% in previous cycles, went down about 85% this cycle, which seems to suggest also some sort of consolidation and maturing of that market. However, altcoins drop somewhere between 95 to 98%. Some cases 99, kind of an exception, but they do happen. And unfortunately, on those altcoins, many times it's the situation where you don't see a new all-time high even in the next cycle. So it looks like the last heartbeat of a patient. It goes like this, dies and stays dead. Then it trades around here for a little while. The bull market goes in and out, and the coin is officially dead. Now, my personal opinion, Bitcoin and Ethereum are actually old technologies, so the gains are somewhat limited. That doesn't mean that by the end of the bull market, you shouldn't maybe trade a bit to those blue chip names, if you will. But I do believe that money to be made will be on the altcoins. Now, the issue is that about 20 coins are created per day, sometimes more, which means that there are so many cryptos around. It's much harder than it used to be. In the previous cycle, you would probably go to a ranking site, check the top 20. By the top 20, you probably do well. Nowadays, it's much harder. Now, which ones to pick? So for every Pepe, because everyone still kind of talks about Pepe, for every Pepe, there are 1,000 similar coins that go straight to zero. Either the coin just doesn't work, the community doesn't catch on, you get rug pulled, you get scammed, the founder takes your money and leaves, they promise certain things never happen, liquidity gets pulled, etc., etc. So, how to pick those coins? So I've spent hours and hours researching, searching, and doing all sorts of spending so much time on this. I do have what I call my retirement bags, and then which I do believe are coins that are going to do very well. You'll notice there are few in number and in nature, which is very important. If you follow some of these influencers' advice of putting, $100 in or $50 or $10 in the top 100 coins, or every week is like the top 10 coins, they're gonna go to 100x, 1000x. I mean, if you do that, you're gonna get completely annihilated. And then of course, eventually they pump 500 coins, then one of them does well, and they'll say, you see, look, this is how I could predict it, I'm such a genius, completely disregarding all the others. And in many of these situations, as I've explained before, they already have their own private sales and their own ICOs and private allocations already guaranteed. So what they're looking for is to pump the coin by incentivizing followers to buy it and then just progressively dump on them and annihilating their following. And when the bear market comes, or when things are not doing so well, they have courses to sell you, they have programs to sell you, they have discords to sell you. So they make their money not in crypto, they make their money around crypto. Which is, you see, here in my case, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just giving you my experience and what I've seen over the years, and that's about it. Now you should take it as an educational tool. You see, I don't even know my coins yet. I will probably talk about them in the future, and I will do so still in 2023 in the recovery year. 2024, Bitcoin halving, probably March. You're gonna see some buy the rumor, sell the news, as you typically see it. I did mention in my previous video, I thought it was likely Bitcoin was gonna touch 20 to 22k. We are now at 25k, seems to be trying to break to 24k. It's all fine. We're probably gonna set up a double bottom. I don't think we're gonna retest 15, but I do see that between 20 and 22, we should probably touch there before going the next leg higher. Regarding the SEC drama, unfortunately, I do believe that the coins targeted by the SEC, even if they go up in the bull market, they will probably underperform, similarly to what XRP happened. So I'm staying away from those. I've shared my opinion about that disgusting organization in my previous videos, but particularly with the reveal of the Inman emails, it should be clear to everyone that they're here not to protect you, they're here to be deliberately confusing and to try to protect certain interests, which I cannot speak here, but most definitely are not yours. Now, I wouldn't be so concerned because, as I mentioned before, London used to be the financial capital of the world, and if the SEC keeps behaving like this, the financial capital of the world involving blockchain and anything associated with it will probably move back to London, Hong Kong, Dubai, Singapore, and Europe. And then the US will catch up later. There are some rumors that Gary Gensler will be fired. I don't know. I hope so, but I really don't know. I think my opinion is still pure speculation, but there are a lot of members in Congress which are not at all satisfied with what he's doing, and with good reason. I think the US is trying to push, to some degree, Bitcoin to proof of stake. Once it becomes proof of stake, and you can see that by Biden wants to put a mining tax in place. You've seen some rumors around Europe also to set up taxes for mining, meaning for proof of work coins. And if it becomes proof of stake, the SEC will say, now it's a security because it has stake involved, and stake means it's a security, which is completely not true. So it depends on the type of staking. If you put your coins on an exchange, let's say if you put your coins on Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, whatever, FTX at the time, whatever, and they will say, you deposit your Bitcoin with us and we give you more Bitcoin. That is a security because you're putting your coins in a common pool and you're expecting profit solely from the work of others. So to some degree, I think that is a security. Now that is very different from coins which have proof of stake actually without anyone else involved. Meaning the code in itself gives you the yield, not a company someplace. There's no people working for you. So I'll give you the example, for example, with if you're an Ethereum validator, nobody's sending you coins. No. Ethereum inflates a certain percentage, and if you're a validator, you get that percentage. Other parts are burning the transactions, but that's separate. From a staking perspective, from the validator side, you are getting coins from your interaction with code. That's not a security. There's no work of others. Is you do your own work with the code. Very different concept. However, I do think the SEC will try to pull that lever. I think it will fail miserably. I do think probably they will lose their case, and hopefully that will give some greener pasture for the other coins being targeted. However, to me, it's just too much risk to go to waste a bull market on coins with the SEC cloud on top of them. I do really feel bad for the community, so I really hope that all of them win at the end. But yeah, in my opinion, it just doesn't make sense, or at least the risk is too high for the reward. And that's basically my view on the crypto market at the moment. We are still in the recovery year. That means that we go up, but we still go down quite a lot. We just go down less than what we go up. The reason for it is very simple. People remember 2022 very well. People remember the pain. People distrust the rallies. People don't believe them. People think it's a sucker rallies. You're going to get cleared in. As soon as they see some selling, they capitulate very quickly. It's fine. You're going to see this all across 2023. And then 2024 should be better. And then 2025, which is when I'm looking to start selling, look for signs such as your coworkers coming to you to talk about crypto, the latest crypto. You go to the hairdresser and the hairdresser talks to you about crypto. Somebody's paying $1 million for, I don't think it's going to be NFTs. I don't think it's going to be pictures of monkeys. I think it will be something stupid, probably something to the same level of a picture of a dog, something to that degree. But you'll see it everywhere. And basically, when all the coins are making money, that's maybe the time to think about going a bit heavier on stable coins. And on stables, be very careful which ones you have as well. So guys, that's my update. Let's speak tomorrow. I don't think there's anything major still coming this week. We have unemployment claims tomorrow. I don't think it makes much difference unless you start to see continuing claims spiking quite a bit. I do believe the big events of the week have passed. Stocks have done nothing but just go up for quite a bit of time. So if you see some selling, I think the Nasdaq closed above 15,000 as well today. If you start to see some selling, I mean, there's no market in the world that goes straight up non-stop for weeks and in a row. You're gonna have some pullbacks. I do believe that as long as people keep proclaiming the end of the world, if you go on YouTube and there are photos of people going like this with the buildings burning behind them, and basically for every finance video it's 100 of these thumbnails, I think we're not going to have a major crash. When you start going on YouTube and other social media and also CNBC, etc., and Jim Cramer is bullish, and the world economy has never been stronger, these kind of statements by him, when you go on YouTube and it's like, the next 10 stocks, they're going to 10x, the next 20 stocks, here, buy my course, $5,000. And when you start seeing a lot of this, like in 2021, then maybe it's time for a dump. I don't see it yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? We'll see. But I do not think that the world will be Mad Max in a week. So see you guys, see you tomorrow. And I hope that you enjoyed.